إذا خرجت المرأة مع زوجها إلى مكة فطلقها ثلاثا أو مات، فإن كان بينها وبين مصرها أقل من 3 أيام رجعت إلى مصرها. Right. When a woman comes out with her husband to Makkah, right, and now on the way he divorced her 3 times, or he passed away from her in other than a city, in others on the road somewhere, right? Then if there is between her city less than 3 days journey, she will return to her city, right? So husband passed away, you gave her 3 talaqs, so now you can't carry on with her, right? So now, and there's less than 77 kilometers, then she must go back to her hometown. لأنه ليس بابتداء الخروج معنا بل هو بناء, because this going back is not like a new coming out, right? Rather, it is just a continuation of that journey. You understand? It's a continuation of journey. So it's not like she's by going back because it was less than 3 days. It's not like a new journey. Rather, it's just a continuation of the journey. وإن كانت مسيرة 3 أيام إن شاءت رجعت وإن شاءت مضت سواء كان معها ولي أو لم يكن. Right. And if the return journey now, if the return journey is a distance of, that's back to her city, right? And if it is a distance of 3 days, right? Then if she wish, she may return, and if she wish, she may continue, equal whether with her is a wali or not. So now she's on the road now somewhere, right? And if she look back, she see more than 77 kilometers. And she look forward, she see there's more than 77 kilometers to the destination, right? Uh, uh, Salasatu ayyamin aidan. Its meaning is in there is till the destination 3 days also. So what this tells you that if there's more than 77 going back to her home and there's less than 77 going to the destination, and then she must go on to the destination. You understand it? And observe it the day, right? لأن المكس في ذلك المكان أخوف عليها من الخروج, right? Because staying in that place is more fearful upon her than coming out and traveling. In other words, traveling now and either going to one of the two places, back home or to the destination, is safer for her than her staying in the middle of nowhere. Right. إلا أن الرجوع أولى. Except that in this case also, while she's got a choice, it's better for her to go back to her hometown. ليكون الاعتداد في منزل الزوج, so that the iddat will be observed in the house of the husband. You understand it? So basically, she got more than 77 to go back, more than 77 going forward. She can't stay there because it's the middle of nowhere, right? It's not even in any city, right? So it's the middle of nowhere. She has to either go forward or back. It's better for her to go back and observe iddat at home, but she's allowed for her to continue to the destination and observe iddat at the destination, right? قال إلا أن يكون طلقها أو مات عنها زوجها في مصر, except now if the husband had divorced her or he passed away from her in a city now. So in other words, they were on their way, all right? They were on their way, but when this happened, they were in a city. فإنها لا تخرج حتى تعتد. Then indeed she will not leave the city until she observes iddat in that city. ثم تخرج. Then she will come out in كان لها محرم, if there is for her mahram now. So she'll first observe her iddat day and send for a mahram to come and fetch her and take her back after the iddat, right? وهذا عند أبي حنيفة رحمة الله عليه. And there's a quantity of Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi. وقال أبو يوسف محمد رحمة الله إن كان معها محرم فلا بأس بأن تخرج من المصر قبل أن تعتد. And Sahibain say, if she's got a mahram with her now, she's in a city, yes, she's got the talaq, she's supposed to observe iddat, but she's got another mahram now. Husband is no more a mahram now. You understand it? Because he's either dead or either he gave her 3 talaqs, right? But she's got a brother with her, right? Then they say, well, there's no harm for her to come out from the city before she even makes iddat, right? Why? لهما أن نفس الخروج مباح دفعا لأذى الغربة ووحشة الوحدة وهذا عذر. Sahibain's dalil is that the mere coming out is permissible to repel the harm of being in a strange place and being alone. And this is an excuse that she's allowed to leave that city. Even though she's in a city, she's allowed to leave there because she's in a strange place and she's alone there. Who's going to see to her? وَإِنَّمَا الْحُرْمَةُ لِلسَّفَرِ. So the hurmat now is only because of the journey now. The only hurmat is left now is because, so firstly, she can't stay there and observe iddat because she's going to be alone. There'll be nobody to see to her, right? So you can give fatwa on this also because lots of women can't observe iddat in a place that's strange to them, right? Right. The hurmat is there for the journey. وَقَدْ ارْتَفَعَتْ بِالْمَحْرَمِ. And that uh, uh, that hurmat is now removed because she's got a mahram. Right. له أن العدة أمنع من الخروج من عدم المحرم. Right. Imam Sab's dalil is that iddat in itself is more preventing from a woman leaving the house than not having a mahram. Iddat stops you from leaving the house more than not having a mahram. In other words, what stops you from leaving a house more? Iddat or not having a mahram. So the Imam Abu Hanifa says iddat itself stops you from, prohibits you from leaving the house more than not having a mahram. What's the proof of this? فَإِنَّ لِلْمَرْأَةِ أَن تَخْرُجَ إِلَى مَا دُونَ السَّفَرِ بِغَيْرِ مَحْرَمٍ. Because it's permissible for a woman to come out to that which is less than a journey, right, without a mahram. وَلَيْسَ لِلْمُعْتَدَّةِ ذَلِكَ. And that is not permissible for a woman in iddat. In other words, when a woman is in iddat, she can't even leave the house, right? But when she's not in iddat and she doesn't have a mahram, she can still go under 77 kilometers. She can take a journey on her own, right? فلما حرم عليها الخروج إلى السفر بغير المحرم ففي العدة أولى. So when coming out uh, uh, on a journey is haram upon her without the mahram, right? Then in during the iddat, to a greater extent, right, it will be haram for her to come out on a journey, right? Babu Thubutin Nasabi, the chapter of the establishing of the lineage. ومن قال إن تزوجت فلانة فهي طالق فتزوجها فولدت ولدا في 6 أشهر من يوم تزوجها فهو ابنه عليه المهر. Whoever says, if I marry so and so woman, then she is divorced. Then he marries her. Then she gives birth exactly to a child for exactly 6 months from the time he marries her. Then that child is his son, and upon him is meher, because which means that that child is his now because the child was born uh, exactly 6 months from the time of nikah. Right? أما النسب فلأنها فراشُ. As of the lineage, because she is his bed. She's his wife. You understand it? Although he divorced her the moment they got married, immediately the second after that he divorced her, but she still, for that brief second, she was his bed. لأنها لما جاءت بالولد لستة أشهر من وقت النكاح فقد جاءت به لأقل منها من وقت الطلاق. Because when she brings a child for 6 months from the time of nikah, then that means she's brought the child for less than 6 months from the time of talaq. فَكَانَ الْعُلُوكُ قَبْلَهُ. So the conceiving was before the talaq, في حالة النكاح, in the condition of nikah, in the situation of nikah. All right, leave it till there. So what does hadith, you'll see now, but tomorrow, Monday also, that basically what we're saying here is that the nikah took place and the talaq took place after that, right? And if the exactly 6 months from the time of nikah the child was born, that means the child was born a split second less than 6 months from the time of talaq. And if a man divorces his wife and within 6 months she gives birth, that child is his. You understand it? Leave it till there.